by me. Mr. Get Off, I get off at my feet. I did not expect the sample to be the next thing I was going to hear on that song, but it still goes hard. Fuck out my eyes.
Out my face.
Get the fuck out my eyes.
Ooh, wrong way.
Look at you.
What's going on, folks?
They know what's going on. They know what's going on.
What we doing?
Squabble up. 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 Hold up. Where you from? My bitch. I'm finna go down. Sideways.
Damn. You know who they said that was to? Brody won't go, but I know that he popping it. The stick boy.
Stick boy.
Who walk around with a stick?
Cole? That's crazy.
I mean, y'all sending all these subliminals.
I'm like, nigga, now.
Fuck out my face.
If you two squabbled up Drake and Chubbs, who would get whacked out? My question is that, Chillmonger.
Squabble up.
Feels good to be from Cali right now. I bet. Yeah, perp minded. All I can hear is Keek the Sneak on Hey Now. Yeah, there's a lot of Bay influence on the show.
Is winning.
For sure.
You gotta go to my next favorite.
Tony Robinson said, "What's cracking, homies?"
It's not enough. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. You know what's so crazy about this?
What's that?
How do he keep finding ways to respond? Still have the conscious tone. He's still talking about something sensitive, but he giving us bops though. What has been the criticism on Kendrick Lamar all these years?
That he ain't got the bop.
No bops, right? No bops.
Perp stepping is crazy. What is perp stepping?
Yeah, chill out.
Perp got a dance?
No
perp stepping?
The fuck no.
Is that big stepping?
I haven't seen Perp's face, let alone Perp dancing.
That's crazy.
I'm fucking with you.
That's crazy.
I'm fucking with you.
That's insane.
You think the music, it makes me dance. You think the music, I think I seen somebody tell us where the sample came from. Did I expect him to go roll with it all the way with the song? Nah, I didn't.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy. But I'm not against it. It kind of hits. It hits. But y'all know we'll actually get into the album review, what we thought, and all that good stuff.
There's so much surrounding that.
Well, actually, I'm starting W's and L's today, right? So
of course,
then I will start with that.
You snuck out of starting it last week. So.
I didn't even sneak out, bro.
Had to get to it.
Aubrey colonized the Heart Part 6. That's crazy.
The fuck he did. We went ahead and made a Heart Part 6 and ignored everything about. Imagine getting talked about in every other song except for the Heart Part 6.
Facts.
Like we're still doing like the puzzle piece shit. I love it. I love it. Where do you want to start?
Are we starting? Do you want to start with the album?
Of course, yeah. How can we start with the album?
No, because I was gonna start with it in W's and L's.
Okay, well you're starting. You can start, I guess. Go ahead.
So are we starting with W's and L's then?
I guess that's what we usually do behind the cave, right?
That's the only thing I was
jerky.
Because I have a lot of discussion part. Like honestly, I'm probably going to have to split the Kendrick album into multiple discussions because there's a couple of things that we kind of got to go.
Let's get Kendrick out of the way, and then we can move on to everything else.
All right, let's do it. Hold on, let me see what these comments are talking about. He didn't ignore it. The title was forced to be changed. All right, Joe Hunger. Anyway, W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. We good?
You're going first. I just want you to finish out the introduction.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, no, he was forced to change the name.
That's what it. Yeah, because it's Heart Part 6, not the Heart Part 6, according to.
Oh yeah, that's semantic. That's semantic.
It's still what it is.
I mean,
I bet Drake will have Game and Snoop on the next album to try and get back at K-Dot. I don't know if Snoop's going for it.
Snoop's not.
Game might, but
Game probably will, and I don't know if that's gonna have the same impact.
It won't.
But Snoop is not going for it. I don't think Snoop wanted to get in the crosshairs. I think I don't know what he did. He said it was the edible, so I believe him.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he was kind of cool with the shot at him, which leads me to believe that they're in good graces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So GNX finally came out, supposedly his 6th album. People keep calling it a mixtape. I mean, as far as I'm concerned,
that's an album.
If it goes on streaming services,
it's album.
Right?
Unless you specifically, annoyingly, by the way, call it an EP. It's a full body project. It's 40 minutes long. It's 45 minutes long, I think. 12 songs. That's an album.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely not a mixtape for all things considered. But that's another thing that I'm gonna have to bring up here momentarily. But let's just go through the album. First of all, it seemed like he put out like a video teaser
before the
like
album
5 minutes before the album came out.
Going on?
Like I looked at the video teaser and then people were saying like Kendrick dropped. So
I'm like, yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah. So what are they talking about? It was like a minute video. And then I go to Apple Music, search Kendrick, boom, there's a whole album there. I'm like, oh,
son of a bitch.
And we've obviously been waiting for the album here. We speculated when it was coming, we speculated how we were going to get it. And here it is. I really enjoy the album already. I don't know where I put it amongst his other albums. But we've got pretty much everything, like you said, that we could want out of a Kendrick album. Right, we got the bops, we got substance. There's even slower songs. It's not just all bops and party songs. Like there's slower songs. The Luther sample was crazy. With SZA, the melodies going through it.
Yeah, I'm like, first of all, y'all really got Kendrick on here. I'm like, who did they else put on this song? It's like Kendrick is SZA. Who is this nigga doing the harmonies? I'm like, oh, Kendrick Lamar. He done stole singing away from you too, Canadian?
Yeah.
No, it's over.
Facts.
It's over.
Facts. But a lot of substance with tracks like Man at the Garden, Reincarnated. The Tupac flip, crazy.
So is that him doing Tupac, or is that actually like AI Tupac? Did he just do the same thing? I thought
that's him. That's him.
That's him. Yeah, I thought so. I seen people sitting over there talking about, well, what's the difference between Taylor Made and Tupac? I'm like,
one is AI, and
one is actually Kendrick Lamar. Like, this is the most material difference that you could possibly have. One is an actual person doing it. The other one probably used his voice as a reference track and then created AI around it.
Yeah,
because it still sounded like Drake, but it wasn't Drake. It was literally Tupac.
Yeah, and it sounded like Drake's flows throughout it. It didn't sound like, in this case, it sounded like Tupac's flows. It sounded like Kendrick doing. He was ultimately challenging. He was ultimately channeling Tupac.
Reincarnated.
Yeah.
It was another song in there. I felt like we were talking about the downfall of Whitney Houston.
Some people said Whitney Houston. Some people said, I think, Billie Holiday.
Like we're hold on, let me get back to the track list.
That was Reincarnated, wasn't it?
Was that Reincarnated?
Where he was talking about, at first he was talking about being in Detroit, and then he was talking about yeah.
Okay.
So some people did say Whitney because they were talking about, or he was talking about like the drug problems and stuff like that.
And never touched the Quaalude before I met that one manager. You know, I thought that's where we were going with.
No, some people said Whitney. I mean, I didn't ultimately go back enough to see ultimately who he may have been talking about, but I've seen a couple of different names. I've seen for the first one, I think Jimi Hendrix. I've seen a couple of different names for the guy he was talking about at first. and then I've seen Whitney Houston, Billie Holiday, and some other singers.
So wait,
for who
what
the woman
is
could have been.
which song is it? Reincarnated or the heart part where he ends up talking to God?
Reincarnated.
That's reincarnated.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, like Perp says, I think the first verse was Jimi Hendrix. So that's one of the ones that people were saying in that one. So yeah, man, it's a lot of substance, a lot of songs. Like I can't even really, to be honest with you, pick my favorite song.
Like, bruh, TV Off and Squabble Up gonna be playing until next summer. And
For me, Peekaboo is up there too.
Y'all about to be mad all over again. Y'all just got over Not Like Us. He took your whole summer away, and just when you think you might have an opportunity at the holidays, boom.
Facts.
I think Tyler's fine with it. I think Glorilla's fine with it. There's a certain
I think Tyler should be fine with it.
Who's fuming right now.
Facts.
I've been holding back my album release so he couldn't stump me, and now he dropped this heater, and now what I have isn't better than his, so now it's really about to make it seem like a flop. Plus, I think that he may have more music, and this is just a dummy album. Like, imagine somebody whooping your ass with the throwaways.
Yeah.
With the throwaways.
Crazy.
I don't think this is the album. And even if it was, it's going to do numbers regardless of whether or not this is a throwaway album or if this is a bunch of B tracks from Damn, or if this was one of his masterpieces that he puts out every 5 years. Regardless, it's going to carry. It's going to carry.
Thank you for transitioning into one of the discussions I feel like we got to have. Is there going to be a second Kendrick Lamar drop? That there's tons of evidence to
it's very possible.
There's a lot of different evidence that points to the fact that he's probably going to. People calling this a mixtape before the album, right? A lot of people were doing that.
Could be.
The snippet that dropped before the album played a song that wasn't even on GNX. That snippet, that minute snippet,
that was
video,
right. That wasn't
GNX. Even on this album.
It wasn't.
Which is the same thing he did with the Not Like Us video.
Not Like Us, yeah.
References to Geminis and multiple cars being in the snippet leads you to believe there's 2 things coming. This album being only 45 minutes leads me to believe that he's got more in the tuck. I mean, it's 12 songs, 45 minutes. I just doesn't feel like that's everything I had.
Honestly, he was 2 tracks away from me saying, "Oh, this is the 10 that he had in stock."
Yeah,
that's literally what I was thinking. Like, these are the 10 tracks that he already had to continue talking about Drake. Because I feel like everything, stop the Heart Part 6, leave that one alone. But everything, and then probably Luther, that one.
Yeah. Well, and then
damn, maybe that was the 10 in stock. Because Luther and Heart Part 6, he didn't mention Drake at all. Every other song, I think Drake called a shot.
Well, Whacked Out Murals had to have been after all that because he mentioned the Lil Wayne Super Bowl stuff.
Right, yeah, no, we know everybody he was talking to in Whacked Out Murals. All the hit dogs hollered. Everybody. Yeah. Drake did, Snoop Dogg did, Wayne did. All the hit dogs hollered. Andrew Schultz, I'm sure, has a podcast waiting to send or upload on already.
He's already mentioned it. He said something about Kendrick being woke.
That was his response.
Let's see if I can find the actual.
Biggest rapper in the world tell you not to talk about black women. That's law, and you call him woke.
He says, "Is this guy too woke to understand a joke?" That was his reaction to it.
Yeah. Andrew Schultz is the epitome of why certain people have the idea that all white people are racist, because you can get all that shit from people in your audience and people surrounding your audience outside of Kendrick Lamar. Like, this was already a thing for you. You already caught a lot of negative buzz around this. So the idea that this is a Kendrick problem is nuts.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, even given all the evidence and all the people who had a problem with what you allowed to be said on your podcast and what you said yourself, you still think it's an individual issue.
Crazy.
Nuts.
Okay, so more reasons why I think there's going to be a second album. Typically, Kendrick has his Heart series drop before dropping an album, and this album has the real Heart Part 6 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that would lead me to believe this is the thing that's coming before the actual album comes out. And then there was a rumor that Taylor Swift was going to be a feature on the album. What?
They did, and the internet ran with it. And the Drake song, it aged so well. I guess you got to wait for a whole nother album to see if it did, actually.
Facts. And then me personally, I have a hard time believing that he's not going to step on Drake's album whenever he decides to drop.
Well, not now. I don't think he has to now. I think he was planning on it, and I think he was waiting too long.
And so he dropped this.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he was planning on crushing his release date, and Drake said no. He said, I'm not going to release until you drop. So he dropped 12 throwaways or 12 B-sides, and it's going to go number one.
But what happens when Drake does decide to drop, and then Kendrick says, oh, no, here's my actual album?
That's literally what they did with the diss tracks.
Yeah.
Literally what he did with the Drake. Oh, what is Kendrick doing? Why he taking so long? Why he taking so long? I don't think he ever gonna say anything again. We may not hear from Kendrick Lamar. He may just stop rapping. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, all right, I'll say something about Kendrick. Da 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 da. I'm gonna smash your van. Oh wait, he dropped. Shit, dropped again. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to do something drastic. I have to make fun of sexual assault victims. Yes, that's where we go.
Yeah, that was the way.
That's what we do. That's what we do, baby. Load up.
If I had all these so-called allegations, I promise I would have been arrested. I promise.
You won't be with Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, that was trash.
So again, I think that's where you just got a lot more of it. Oh, Kendrick has to follow up on this momentum. Where did he go? He can't handle the pressure of being the number one guy. This is why Drake is so great, because he keeps making music.
Mm-hmm.
Where we at now?
Yeah, he's killing it.
Where we at now?
He's killing it.
The only person dodging dates is your guys' guy.
Sure.
It's the only people dodging smoke.
Facts.
At this later date.
Yeah, I think if nothing else, the legacy that this album is going to leave behind is helping put the West Coast back at the forefront of rap, or at least the forefront of our minds when we think about rap music.
There were a couple features in here that I didn't recognize, so I figured we were, still pulling people up from the West, which is counter to the narrative.
A lot of newer, younger West Coast rappers: AZ Chike, Dodie Six, Hit a J3, Peso, Siete 7 Times, Willie the Sensei, Young Threat, Roddy Rich is on Dodger Blue. So yeah, a lot of these younger guys, and I just think that he did that intentionally to say, all right, I'm the biggest artist of rap, period. And so let me embrace the West Coast sound so that these younger guys can get on, and now we run rap for the next however so long.
Man.
And it worked. Sheesh. It worked for me. I'm out here looking up AZ Chike songs and fucking.
I will say this about West Coast rap. There's so much more diversity there than what's happening on the East Coast. Everything East Coast rap is drill.
Yeah.
And TikTok
or its own
music.
version of drill.
Yeah, or like TikTok music. That's what it is. It's either compact enough for you to do a choreographed dance to in a 30-second interval, or it's drill. And that's kind of where we're at right now on a creative level on this side of the country. Now over there, man, they're doing everything. And that's why it sounds so, that's why it's hitting so different, because we don't hear music like that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Especially when you start sampling older tracks and stuff like that, you start incorporating, things that people are familiar with. If This World Were Mine, with SZA,
fire,
man.
And I just think the West Coast has this grudge against the rap game because for so long, their artists just haven't been heard anywhere else in the country. Like there's so many artists that, yes, there's your Kendricks and your TDEs and your Nipseys and your Games and Snoops who get out nationwide, but there's a shit ton of West Coast artists that also have not been heard because they only get heard on the West Coast. So I think that's going to be the legacy that comes from this album. Okay. 2 other discussions that we had to have. I think these are fairly quick discussions. The tie-ins throughout this album to Nas, Snoop, obviously Wayne, references to Pac. I think at this point in time, it's clear to say that Kendrick believes he is, if not the greatest, one of the greatest rappers of all time.
Missed some people in that list. I believe J. Cole caught a stray. I believe that Future and Metro caught a stray.
Oh, for sure,
as well.
I think that specifically is a move to distance himself. I think like when he mentions Nas, that's more like he is my peer now.
Yeah.
The greatest are now
not
my
only
peers.
distancing yourself, but also reestablishing what this was all about. There's been a lot of people who played a role in what happened to Drake at the beginning of this year, or the first half of this year, and now are backpedaling because they realize that Drake still has the money machine behind him, and they can cash checks off of him. Right? When they thought it was about to be over with and those allegations was going to tank him a lot faster than what was anticipated, then now it's like, oh well, shit, he's still a hit maker. He'll still clear a feature. He'll still do forgetting all the shit that you said about him or any of the reasons why you brought this shit up in the first place. That GQ interview with Metro and Future, the way that most people felt after Cole came out and apologized, I feel worse about Future and Metro than I do about J. Cole.
I agree. A lot of backpedaling.
Like, oh my God, what a weak, spineless bunch you two are. You literally made an album compilation of Drake hate and then said that no, with no rap beef, that wasn't our intention. I didn't know about the pedo allegations. Fam, he didn't say shit about no kids or anything that had to do with Drake and all of his suspect relationships that he got going on and like that. So what the hell does that even have to do with anything?
Nothing.
And then that doesn't also then green lights you to then go on a 2-album run stomping on this man's head.
Heavily promoted by that. Yeah.
There were other shots in both of those albums. There were other tracks that were meant to be shots to Drake after like that.
Yeah.
So
A$AP Rocky and
I didn't know.
Weekend.
I didn't know where it was going. And no, it's not rap beef. Doesn't like what, man?
BBL Drizzy beat.
Are you gaslighting me?
Like y'all definitely played a part into the beef.
This man Metro said, "Oh, I don't rap. I ain't about to get in the booth. So if you just keep saying my name," he said your name one time, but if you just keep saying my name, then I have to do something.
No, he said it multiple times. Well, between what was the first push-ups and then Family Matters, because he said Leland Wayne, he a fucking lame, and then he said, shut up and make some drums.
BBL Drizzy beat came after push-ups, right?
Yes.
So you responded, and then Drake responded back. He didn't just keep calling you out in songs, and then you had to do BBL Drizzy. No, y'all did like that. Then he did push-ups. Then you did the BBL Drizzy beat. Then he did Family Matters. Sounds like a back and forth to me. Sounds like a back and forth to me. No, I just had to do something. What happened to your tweet when you said if I had to tell everybody why we not cool no more, we'll both look crazy? Now all of a sudden is, oh no, well I just had to respond to Drake. Get the fuck out of GQ. Why are y'all giving this weak ass interview to GQ?
Yeah,
why are y'all letting them into this at all? Like I kind of get the calculus. Like this is not really community publication, so there's no really reason for authenticity. So then why are we talking about it at all? Talk about the music and give them a no-go on the Drake stuff.
Yeah.
Why are you entertaining this just for you to you like it's weak. It's weak. It's a money move. It's a reputation move. They know that Drake's reputation is going to recover and they want to be able to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
And so let me start putting them chips in out. Now, the craziest thing would be a Drake and Future reunion. I would never. Especially after how y'all are showing y'all bellies now. Is this just going to be the next up and comer or the next top rapper in the game at the time to come around for y'all to bend over? For y'all to go ahead and jump on the bandwagon. So why would I trust you ever again?
Yeah.
If even what you're saying is true.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're talking about rappers that we have gripes with after, at least after this week, this is not 2007 anymore. Lil Wayne is not the greatest rapper currently. So why he thinks that he can just come out here and try to big dog and say, let this giant sleep when it comes to Kendrick Lamar.
I don't even think
when you are not battle tested, when you've lost to arguably Gilly the Kid, and you definitely lost to Pusha T.
Like it's not even the debate. You lost to Pusha T.
And arguably you lost to the Dream too.
Not the Dream.
Arguably you lost to the Dream.
Well, because he got Christina Milian or what?
Well, no, the I Love Your Girl song was supposedly about.
Oh, was it?
Supposedly.
Oh.
So regardless, you're not that well battle tested. So don't come out here looking for this Kendrick smoke when you just saw all of 2024. He dominated your boy. He straight destroyed Drake.
So
this is not the beef.
Let's walk it back a little bit. Let's take it back a few steps. I don't think he got dissed. I don't think he got dissed. Kendrick Lamar got announced to do the Super Bowl, right? Someone received an accolade. The mature thing, which you would expect your elder statesman to do, is to congratulate you on that before any other words are said.
Yeah, like Nas did.
Even in his very lengthy, long-winded response, he did not just start out with a standard, congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. First and foremost, he deserves it. It from the jump was me. Y'all hurt me. I lost something. Oh, woe is me.
Facts.
Right? You interjected yourself into Kendrick Lamar's moment, not the other way around. You put yourself into Kendrick's crosshairs, not the other way around. Now, what does Kendrick say? He says, damn, man, I've been fighting and slaving for this. I finally get an opportunity, and it seems like it let my favorite rapper down.
It seems like he started to become bitter about my favorite
rapper. Yeah. That is just a fact. That is a bona fide fact. And the only reason why we know that as a bona fide fact is because we watched you cry on a video for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Talking about it.
Yep.
Talking about how you were broken. So damn, my literal achievement has broken my idol, is what he said. He didn't say that you was a punk because of it. Maybe would have put some softness in there. But he didn't say any of that. He didn't degrade you at all.
Yeah.
So all of this posture and don't wake a sleeping dog,
outrageous.
It's more of that self-centered, selfish kind of thinking. Like, brother, he's trying to express to you how much affinity he has for you and how disappointing it is that you hating on him. Damn, I can feel that. I can feel that when you have somebody that you actually look up to and they hating on you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he came out here and tweeted, man, what the fuck I do? I just be chilling and they still come from my head. Let's not take kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep. I beg you all. No one really wants destruction. Not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed on me.
Was the beef with Hov a real beef?
It was like a Cold War type.
Like I don't think they actually came out and shot shots directly at each other. They ain't send no ballistics to each other's front door.
Yeah.
So I can't really call it a. Now, if you want to talk about the height of good music versus Young Money, there might have been a budding rivalry there.
Sure.
But over and all, I can't call it a beef if they never really put it on wax. You know what I mean? Not just sending subliminals.
Let giants sleep and destruction is coming. Dog, it's just not you. And I just don't. It's not 2007. You're not the best anymore. You taking a dip. So like when it comes to these bars, don't get barred up and washed away like Drake did. That's all I'm saying.
Are you
No, I was literally about to run over there and get that.
It's in here wilding. Right. Who brought the porn bots?
Yeah, y'all wilding in the chat. I don't know what that was all about. Ugh. All right. I promise y'all we are going to be done with the Kendrick conversation in just a second. Let's look at some of these comments real quick. Where did we leave off? I bet. Oh, speaking of SZA, I saw her with Lizzo on Kai Cenat stream. Lizzo is losing weight.
Swallow up.
Yikes.
Swallow up. Yeah, I actually am about to give Lizzo an L.
Yikes. Big yikes.
Not because she was on Kai's stream, but she lost a person. She lost a person.
She lost a person?
Like off of her body.
Oh, that's crazy. All right. The last thing I wanted to say about the album is just like I was saying before, it seemed like he was aligning himself with certain people like Nas and Pac and some of these other legendary rappers, as opposed to aligning himself anymore with Drake and Cole and some of them. That's crazy.
Real niggas left, but
So I think in aligning himself with that, I think he wants to be considered as one of the greatest, or if not one of the greatest, literally the greatest rapper of all time.
I love drawing the line in the sand. Draw the line in the sand. Go ahead.
Do you think?
I'm over here, y'all over there. That's the way it is. I like that because there's so much fake in celebrity circles. There's so much, association friendships, money related friendships that are fake.
Yeah.
I love that he is just telling you, if you're with him, go over there. If you got a nice word to say about this man, if you're going to show up to his bat mitzvah, if you are going to Adonis's bat mitzvah, don't come over here. Shabbat and shalom.
Adonis would have a bar mitzvah, not a bat mitzvah.
What's the difference?
One's for a guy, one's for a girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Machayim.
That's crazy. Anyway, no, I just wonder, like, now that we're at 6 albums for Kendrick, and for me, I went back and listened to Mr. Morale, so like I kind of understand where he's coming from a little bit. Took a little bit of time. Do you think he has an argument at this point? I mean, it's 6 albums. Does he have an argument for best rapper of all time? Or are we too early for that?
Yes, it's early.
It's 6 albums.
It's early. I'm saying
11 years, 6 albums.
Time wise,
mm-hmm.
We've had Jay-Z for close to 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
We've had Wayne for close to 30 years. We've had it's just the longevity thing. What happens if Kendrick Lamar falls off the earth in year 12 and we don't hear from him for another 20 years?
Well,
it's going to be hard to call him the greatest of all time without the sustained.
The argument to that would be that Biggie only had 2 albums.
Biggie's not the greatest rapper of all time. That is a normie rap fan take.
Okay.
Like, he's a great rapper, and there are attributes of Biggie's performance that are all-time great. He can't be the best rapper of all time with 1 studio album.
Okay. So then in that case, he should be listed amongst at least the greatest of
Sure,
rap.
Yeah, he can be amongst the greats.
Amongst
again,
them.
there are aspects of his rapping style that were all-time great. Like, I don't think there's ever been a better delivery than, or you could probably even argue flow. I think it's flow's more of a taste thing, but how he delivers the bars, how he ends the metaphors, how he slides in and out of these concepts, there really wasn't anyone like Big. I think probably, let's see. Yeah, Jay-Z is probably the closest thing to it. I think that's why a lot of people say Big had to go for Jay-Z to become what he became, because that was both of their thing. That timeless, endless flow. It's going to be Jay-Z every time you hear it. It's going to be Biggie every time you hear it. He's going to tell you a story. He's going to lull you to sleep. He's going to tell you a lullaby.
And again, I've made the argument before that J. Cole is better, as far as lyrical prowess and things like that. So
cut that shit out.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not necessarily saying Kendrick is the greatest of all time. I guess I'm just saying, because I feel like he's trying to position himself now as that. That is at least the question that we should probably start.
I mean, I was already there, so you all were late to the party.
That's funny. Okay, all right. A lot of questions that I'm sure we'll probably get to at some point. I don't know if you want to.
What's that? Oh yeah, no, go ahead. Start running them off.
Okay, where did I leave off? Okay, so I said Lizzo. Kendrick knocked that Reincarnated out the park. Pac would have been proud. Let's see. He needed Ice Cube on Dodger Blue. Dodger Blue to me is, it needed to be a little bit longer, but I think that song is cool. I wouldn't mind if Kendrick had an album or did an album with SZA. I'd like that.
I would love that, actually.
The way that they did Luther was Drake and Party not dropping till 2025.
Probably not. Most likely not.
I think he should.
I would wait till after Christmas, after New Year, maybe on New Year's will be a good time. It's a lot going on. Maybe Kendrick ain't paying attention.
Yeah. Perp says, I think we're also going to get the Heart Part 7. And he said,
on the actual album, if there's a second album, absolutely.
And he said the East Coast needs a resurgence now. They need an artist. They need an artist to get behind, like the West Coast seemingly got behind Kendrick. Josh is so West Coast. There's a connection. I don't know if I'll ever discuss that on the pod or not, but there's a
Me and Warren
there's
G
a
about to
connection.
regulate.
BBL Drizzy came out after Family Matters. Shout out to
Are we
Maze
sure?
Madman. That's what Maze Madman said.
Need to check the timing on that because I feel like the BBL Drizzy thing was kind of running throughout, but Family Matters happened in the middle, so I guess
You know what I think?
maybe.
I think maybe the AI BBL Drizzy came out, and then
But that was always the very first one was. Oh, you're right. Okay, no, you're right. The dude that we sampled on the commercial, the avocado poppy.
yeah,
Can't take away from because he was huge during all of that.
yeah.
With the
And
AI
so that
tracks.
song was probably huge around that
the
time.
AI
then,
track did come out pre-Family Matters. I don't think it had gone viral, but Metro hadn't flipped it until after Family Matters.
Okay.
So you're right.
Got it.
You're right.
What's crazy is Kendrick is a bigger supporter of Wayne than his own camp. Factual. Wayne's letting the internet gas them up as usual. Factual. Okay. Drake has to respond. No, he doesn't. Wayne tweeted.
I think he does. Okay, so he can pick
lost.
when he drops. Yes, he already lost, but he can pick when he drops. He can't just simply ignore this. If we get an album and the very first track isn't a response to this, matter of fact, I dare say, if we get another release from Drake and he don't say nothing, I think
he's admitting defeat.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna push the album back and respond to you later," and then think that you're going to fill up this space in between Kendrick Lamar's album and yours with not talking back to Kendrick Lamar. I feel like that's putting you deeper in the
Okay,
hole.
so then he'll probably throw shots, but it won't be like, I don't know. We'll see. It needs to be studied immediately. Just the fact that Wayne can't remember any of his rhymes is crazy. Going on stage sounding crazy.
The only thing Kendrick Lamar has to do is start the same way he brought Drake to the table about the way that he uses Black culture in America. He's going to do the same thing to Wayne, only the conversation is going to be how he abused Black culture or how he turned his back on Black culture. See, Black culture pushed Lil Wayne to superstardom at the age of 16. Without Black people in this country, there would be no Lil Wayne.
Facts.
But the community that Lil Wayne continues to exalt in all of his millionaire status currently, it ain't the one that he came out of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't the folks from Holly Grove.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne takes a lot more value in his associations with people outside of his community. And it allows him to put up blinders to the things that those folks do to people who don't have as much money in his community.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a very easy exhibition. Wayne's going to come out and try to recapture whatever he had 15 years ago. And Kendrick's going to call this man Tyler Perry.
Facts. Yeah, it just wouldn't be a good.
It's just not gonna go well.
It's not gonna work well for him at all.
Convince y'all goat to sit down.
Okay, let's move forward a little bit. Tupac had less than 11 years. Now I think about it, yeah, because he passed in 95, so he didn't come out in 84.
Tupac's another one I feel like is disqualified. I mean, he has more than one studio album, but his biggest album, more prolific one, is a very easy reason why we can surmise as to why it was that popular. And if none of the other projects even sniff that, which they don't in terms of performance, how for you to tell me Tupac is the greatest rapper of all time, you would have to account for the fact that him dying pushed him to that status.
What are we saying is his best album?
All Eyes on Me.
Okay.
So a posthumous album is the reason why it sold 60 million.
You don't think
it would have sold 60 million if he was still alive?
No. I was gonna say you don't think some of the other albums that he's dropped had any could even touch that
in terms of how it performed.
Oh, okay.
In terms of how it performed.
Got it. Okay. I feel Josh. I rock with J. Cole more than I fuck with both. It is what it is. Hello, Spice One, Twisted, and Scarface. Are we making the greatest of all time argument with that? That's a lot. All right, let's move forward. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start off with some L's. Oh, well, I guess I started off with my dub, so I should probably stay there, right? I want to give a dub out to one of our squad homies, William Moloch. He sent us on Twitter a tweet with his top podcasts on YouTube.
My God,
because they're doing yearly reviews. and it happened to be W's and L's. So if you guys have any of your yearly reviews from YouTube, and it has one of the podcasts from Back of the Bus, which would be W's and L's, Behind the Cape, or any of those, make sure y'all send them to us, whether it be through Instagram. We got our email in the description, Twitter, obviously. Make sure y'all send them to us, because we love seeing that. Obviously, we appreciate all you guys for rocking with us, and we just want to see what y'all watching, what y'all listening to.
For sure.
So shout out to William Moloch for that.
Yeah, shout out William. I really do appreciate that, and you posting it. Not just I appreciate the fact that you're watching as much, but the fact that you posted it, let everybody know. That was dope.
Facts. All right, now on to my L's. For my first L, I didn't think I would ever talk about Whoa Vicky ever again. I thought she was done. I thought she was done out here. But I ran into a tweet, and she's out here begging black athletes to come shoot her club up. She tweeted, "I'm a white Christian single woman who's looking for a successful black athlete. Football or basketball is fine with me. Let's have children and be loyal and get married. Any takers?" And so, first of all, very obvious L goes to her. What is that? What is that? But then an L goes to the black athlete who's probably going to take her up on her offer. I'm sure there's going to be one. That's crazy. Funny. That's insane. And first of all, why did she start it off with, "I'm a white Christian woman"? I'm a white Christian single woman.
She wanted to let you know who she was.
Whoa, Vicky is not a white Christian single anything. That's crazy to me.
How you going to tell her she's not Christian?
Okay.
What is she then?
She might believe in God, but she not following the word. That's for sure.
Johnny, you not messing with Whoa Vicky?
Somebody is going. Maybe it'll be somebody from Michigan.
No.
Maybe Bryce Underwood will take her up.
Please
on that off. Maybe that's her. That's gonna be her baby daddy, bro. All right, moving on to my next L. You know, the obvious response to that would have been Tavian St. Clair, but
no, I'm not wishing that any black athlete. I'm not doing it.
The answer, by the way, is going to be LaMelo Ball.
Much but less anyway, one from Bell. Where is he? Oh, he's from. Where is he from? Bell Fountain?
No. Is it Bell Fountain? I can't remember now.
Bell something.
No, because Bryce Hunter was Belleville.
He's Belleville, but that I'm talking about here in Ohio.
It might be It's Bell Fountain. Yeah. I can't remember. That's crazy. Belleville and Bell Fountain. That's nuts. Anyway, the answer is going to be LaMelo Ball for what it's worth. That's who's going to take her up on her offer. Okay. I just feel it. I feel like that's the answer.
Yeah. Again, I'm not going to hold it.
All right, my next L. So just to start things off, Darius Rucker was the first black artist that I can remember in my lifetime that I've recognized as a country artist. So in research of this topic that I'm about to bring up, I've seen multiple clips of him speaking about racism in country music. I got a whole intro. Okay. But we're probably going to talk about the thing.
Okay.
This is circling around.
All right. Yep.
So I've seen clips of him like speaking out about racism in country music, which is ironic because black people invented country music.
Sure did.
The banjo is an African-American instrument created by slaves. Early country music is inspired by Negro spirituals. A lot of the music that's popular today, that's popular today can be ascribed to black people. Rock music, country music, obviously hip hop, R&B, all that stuff.
Most modern music is an offshoot of the Renaissance of jazz, which was an amalgamation of old Southern gospel and Southern gospel,
blues.
It was something else.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember.
It was another one. Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
I'm not sure. But again, basically anything that you see modern day, rock music, hip hop, R&B, pop music came out of the jazz era mostly. And they stole country
everything.
Music from us. But then again, Harlem Renaissance jazz kind of spurred all of the modern music genres that you have today.
Facts. You want to hear something ironic?
What's up?
The reason why the banjo is so popular is because they were using it in minstrel shows They looked at it as like a poor person.
Everything racist.
But then they started actually kind of fucking with the banjo and then created country music.
Of course, the banjo is racist. Why wouldn't it be?
Crazy. It took modern.
Picnics are racist.
Huh?
Picnics.
Oh, for sure. The ice cream song.
Black Friday.
Black Friday is definitely racist.
Racist.
So it took modern twists to country music with like rock music, which is also another Black creation, pop music, hip hop, all of that to even bring relevancy back to country music.
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce making a country album, Lil Nas X, Kane Brown, and now Shabuzi.
I am not saying that man's name.
It's the name he decided to go with, so I'm gonna call him what it is. The longest running hit of 2024 with 18 weeks at number 1, and Shabuzi can't even get a thank you.
That's where you're going with this. Oh yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't get an award at the country.
He didn't get an award, but they even talked shit about him, talking about this cowboy kicked Shabuzi. Blah, 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 blah. Like, not even did he not get a thank you. Not only did he not get an award, but he can't even fucking get props. He has to get kicked by one of your artists.
Josh,
the fucking nerve.
I'm going to disagree with you on this one. I think if you start your country music career based off of a microaggression, you are exactly where you wanted to be.
Okay.
I think you're exactly where you want to be in a room full of people who don't want you there.
That's fair.
And aren't going to recognize you.
That is fair. And actually, I sort of agree with that as well. Because at another point, I don't even know if we should be looking for acceptance within the country music.
Like would you dominating the country music charts this year be any less relevant with you not going to the CMT Awards?
No.
Like, would you not still be able to claim that you are one of the most streamed country music artists in this country for the entire year without going to the CMT Awards?
No.
The fact that he needed to be there so much lets me know that it's probably in line with why he's letting people call him Shabuzi when his actual surname, his Nigerian surname is Chabuzi. It's not Shabuzi. Right. It's the way that his white roommates pronounced his surname.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned it into his stage name.
Yeah.
It'd be the same as me growing up in the Jim Crow South and them calling me Monkey because they don't want to actually call me by my actual name.
And so
then me Monkey. Going by it as my stage name.
Sure. At the same time, if that black man is basically one of the reasons as to why your entire industry is even relevant at this point, kicking him is garbage. But at the same time, those are two. I look at those as two completely different arguments, right? Because I do think, he's looking for a little bit of approval where he probably shouldn't be looking for approval.
I don't think he had a problem at all. He was right where he wanted to be.
He responded to it.
He wanted to be right there.
But I just think that's trash. I think that's trash for them to eschew that essential hatred.
Give Beyonce an award. If you're not Beyonce. You're not Beyonce. You are not Beyonce. So if they didn't recognize Beyonce, and you're not as big as Monterio at the current moment, so if they didn't do it, how about we stop forcing ourselves into places where they don't want them? Here's a thought. With all the millions of dollars that y'all passing around, y'all making off of this shit, how about you put on your own black country music show? Whoa.
There's starting to be more black artists.
Whoa.
So we can start thinking about that.
Can we not put on our own country music show? We don't even have to call it the Black Country Music Show. It can just be simply just another country music awards show that actually centers the black talent.
I'd be okay with that.
But instead, we try to force ourselves in any way that we fit. And in Shabuzi's case, it's making a mockery out of the name that his parents gave him.
Sure. But again, I look at those as two separate arguments for me.
I think they're one and the same. And the reason why they're one and the same is because of the reason why they sought to degrade him in that way. Right? come to the show, but then we're going to let announcers talk about you and write jokes about you. You're obviously not going to win anything. It's almost like an embarrassment ritual.
But treating arguably the top, well, not even arguably, the top artist of your genre.
That's the point, Josh.
Of the year like that
he's empirically the top.
Yeah.
He's empirically the top.
Mm-hmm.
He is not narratively the top. When you think country music, you think Luke Bryant, you think Carrie Underwood. There are a laundry list of names that any white country music fan is going to name before they ever get to Shabuzi. And so CMT, knowing that, has a choice. Mm-hmm. They can either stamp it and confirm it, right? And say, hey, okay, you guys can follow him. He's the new number one. Or they can play into what white country music fans are already thinking, like, nah, this ain't legit. This is not real country music. And that's exactly what they did in the way that they treated him. So again, why subject yourself to that?
Okay. Let me ask you this now. So obviously there's been a lot of artists who come into our genres and then make themselves at home in country when things kind of go south in their career, i.e. Post Malone. I'm talking about Post Malone.
Mm-hmm.
So where there's space for a Post Malone to get up and out when it's beneficial for him, is there a place for Shabuzi in our culture, even though he does country music?
So, I mean, look.
I like the song, by the way. I like the Tipsy song.
We're talking about Post Malone. Post Malone,
reverse Post Malone.
He has a place in the community as far as his feature list go. I don't think anybody's going to be putting Post Malone up as the top R&B or alternative hip hop artist of the year, or the top anything really in this genre.
Sure. Right. Well, no, he is. I would say he's a top artist. I wouldn't say that genre of his is production R&B, or
he's a top artist production wise. I don't think anybody looks at Post Malone.
Or we can say he's a pop artist.
He's an alpha. Oh, sure. Okay, I'm saying within, like you explained, he's an expat coming here.
Yeah.
You know, he's a transient.
Yes.
Okay. So being that is the case, his role here is comparative to Shabuzi's role there. Only people are not going to embarrass Post Malone for the difference between what they believe the top is and where he's at. They're not going to turn it into you're just here so that we can degrade you. You're here so that we feel better about our relatives' positions to you.
So being that he went from pop to country, they're not going to degrade him coming back to country.
I don't think it has with it being the other way around. It doesn't have anything to do with where he came from. Black people are just not very, you can't enjoy with us. That probably needs to change. But they're very inviting into who they share their things with. It's not really that way in the inverse.
So should we accept Shabuzi as just black music in general, or
I already do
black pop music? Okay.
I already do. Chillmonger mentioned in the chat he showed up on the BET Awards with Jaquan. I mean, that's a fact. That's
probably
where you should be, bro.
Okay.
Because again, we know where the history of country music is, and there are black people who enjoy country music. So then why not carve out a space for yourself with the people who already accept you?
Yeah.
And don't ask you to make a mockery of your family history to become popular.
That's fair. All right. Let me kill these last few W's and L's real quick. But first, let me.
Dark Kirk Heinrich over White Allen Iverson.
Dark Kirk Heinrich
over White Iverson.
Is there not better white players? Luka.
Dark Luka. Sure, he can be Dark Luka.
Why am I even acknowledging that? That's just crazy. Okay, I'm giving an L to, and I'm probably saying his last name wrong, maybe. Keanu Coate from Alabama. Bruh. Did he not think there was going to be any sort of consequence to messaging his coach's daughter, talking about, I got something for you to ride, or whatever he said?
No, he said, are you going to take this horse? Is what he told her.
Bruh.
Insane.
Insanity.
No, but it's insane on both levels. On how they handled it and him taking that swing. Like, not that you talking to the coach's daughter, not that you're doing it in a very typical, very basic way, but the lengths that you're going to make sure that she knows that you're treating her like a piece of meat.
Facts.
And it's your coach's daughter.
Crazy.
At first glance, when I see you was hitting the portal, I'm like, "Ooh, need that. Let's go get that. Yep, need that." Then I seen the story explained. I said, "No, keep it away.
Stay away.
Stay the fuck away.
Far away.
Stay away. We don't need them type of problems because that
insane.
is the type of logic. That's the type of reasoning that ends up ruining football programs. It'll have ESPN on our campus reporting a story for 7 weeks. Don't need it. Stay away. Stay away." But then, if you're Kalen DeBoer, it's hard to say, because if you were in the position of any other man doing any other job, I'd say, yeah, go stomp a mud hole in his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Your daughter's college age.
Mm-hmm.
He's a college athlete.
Sure.
You see what they do to other people's daughters relentlessly and never say a word. I know you do.
That's a fact.
You probably egg it on.
That's a fact.
A suspension keeping this man from playing football that's not academically related. It's not football related, and he didn't break the law.
Sure. But at some level, there are some men who just don't understand that some women are just off limits. Some people are just off limits. You can't just go off the rails and say crazy shit to certain people. You just can't. You just cannot. There's some people that are just you can't do anything with. You can't say anything crazy to. This is one of those people.
Yeah, some people are off limits. Some people are off limits. But then again, like, unless your daughter's graduating here coming up in the winter, it's not going to be the last time a football player tries to talk to her.
Yeah.
You just can't kick guys off your football team because they're trying to talk to your daughter.
Yeah.
Now you would like to think that, it's a no, she's off limits, and that'll suffice. But there's always a few who don't care, who see that as a challenge. And you got to trust that you've done the work with your daughter to make sure she doesn't make the wrong decision. I don't think you could. Alabama especially this season they can't afford to just be kicking people off their teams for reasons that don't have nothing to do with the law, football, or school.
Yeah. Now, there's got to be some context to that, because again, that's just a wild leap. But some people would just fly off the handle and say some shit like that. So, I don't know.
Yeah. Want this horse is crazy to the coach's daughter. That's
yes, very much so. I don't know if I care about talking about that. So I guess this is going to be my last L. Quick one, by the way. Fuck Boston.
Like the city Boston. Or the Celtics?
Fuck the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
Fuck the city too. Fuck Boston. Ending the Cavs' undefeated season so far. Fuck Boston.
Just beat them in the playoffs.
I hope that happens.
I think I am about to make Cleveland my team. Cleveland's my team for this season. Sorry, Cole.
Can you do that? You can do that. You can just hit the transfer portal.
I'm doing it unless there's a blockbuster trade that sends Bron back to Cleveland, and I'm right back to
Is there chat? Is there a hometown clause where you can just decide to?
Yeah, I'm a Ohio guy. I'm a Cavs fan by association.
Can we allow that? I guess I'm not against that. But your team was the Lakers.
Go Spider!
Spider is crazy. Yeah, no, that's all I got. It's on you.
God list coming up.
What happens if the player is white? I think he's talking about for Keanu.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Does he let Jackson Dart ask his daughter if she wants this horse meat?
I think if I read that headline, I would automatically assume that they are in some kind of relationship. Whereas I didn't do that with Keanu.
Like, I didn't say nothing about that.
That's my unconscious bias speaking.
Do you want this horse implies that there's a proposal towards some sort of relationship, not that they're already in a relationship.
That's fair. But I think I would have automatically assumed.
If that's Mac Jones, does he really get that mad? I don't know.
I would, because Mac Jones is trash.
Does he just have a private conversation, cusses them out in the office, and sends them out to practice? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Where was Kalen DeBoer before Alabama?
Washington.
That's a pretty liberal place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But was he always in Washington?
Yeah, I was about to say I don't know where he was at before Washington. Yeah. What up? Mr. Parks, Jason Wolsner, appreciate you both. MoFly, I am watching the last of it tonight. So if I am bitterly disappointed, like it seems like you are, I'll let you know. Mustard!
Yo. Kalen DeBoer is from South Dakota. And so I feel like they can get pretty.
Ooh, yeah, there are about 4% black people in South Dakota. If that's probably generous.
Yeah. So yeah, no, they can probably get pretty racist out there. In fact, I feel like I've heard that they do. I think I saw a story of like the little, you know how Idaho is kind of shaped like an L? Well, like a part of like the vertical strip is like super duper racist. I've heard. Just throwing that out there.
Anywho, I have a lot more W's this week. A lot more dubs than I do L's. So we'll start there.
Bet.
First dub I got is going out to the number 1 recruit in the country. Of course, that's where we're starting here.
Didn't have to.
Michigan.
Meat chicken.
Michigan. I need to add some bass to it because most people say Michigan. They leave it all salt and zesty. You got to put some Michigan.
Meat chicken.
Thump in it. Just flipped the number 1 recruit in high school football to Michigan.
Awesome.
Stuffed Brian Kelly into a locker.
Well, that part I am actually.
You know who the saltiest man in Louisiana is right now? Especially after Michigan got a crystal ball to land Derek Meadows. You know who the saltiest man in Louisiana is? It's got to be a young man's named Philip Wright. Now,
Philip Wright. Okay.
I don't expect anybody in the chat to know who Philip Wright is, except for Mays if he's still with us, and Johnny Oden. Philip Wright was a mid 3-star recruit, not very highly rated, but kind of started getting smoked once Michigan made an offer, right? He commits to Michigan over LSU because LSU's slow playing him. They're not really giving him what he wants, right? Commits to Michigan.
Sure.
Well, you know, that was over the summer. That was in like July. Runs a 4.2 though.
Oh,
dude's a burner.
Okay.
Dude is an absolute burner. Well, LSU offers him a track contract, and he says, "Oh no, you know I'm from Destrehan. I gotta do my LSU thing." And we let him go, right? Okay. By this time, they've got Bryce committed. They've got Derek Meadows committed shortly after Philip Wright flipped. Everything's looking up. Well, we got Bryce. We're about to have Derek Meadows. Joe Sloan's either going to take the EC job or get fired. So now your offensive coordinator won't be there. The quarterback that you thought was going to be throwing to you, it won't be there. The big wide receiver you were going to have playing outside of you isn't there. And the coach is on the hot seat, the head coach. And even at that, Michigan don't have no more room for wide receivers. So you can't even call us back.
Yikes. Stuck at LSU?
Oh,
well, you could probably go somewhere else.
Oh, that's rough, kid. Anyway, moving on. I'm gonna give a collaborative dub also to the man, the myth, the legend, Connor Stallions, because even though there was no report about him playing a role, I absolutely 1000% after watching that documentary know he played a role. I know he played a role. The fact that he ends up on the kids' coaching staff in the middle of a playoff run lets me know everything I need to know about Connor Stallions. My guy, I don't care how many show causes you got. I don't care what they say about you from now on. You are a legend at Michigan football forever. Forever.
Michigan's still placing Connor Stallions in places to
don't
for their benefit.
He's not hired. He's not an employee of Michigan anymore. He did that under his own powers. You know?
I mean, it's not cheating, so I can't say that.
Just helping us out. But yeah, man, definitely big shouts out to Bryce. Love that he was at the tailgate. Love that he was at the game. There are recruits coming out of the wazoo that we weren't even in the door with that are now we're either crystal ball to or we're trying to work them in on a visit in the last couple of weeks. Jakeem Thanos Stewart.
Not happening.
Oh my God.
Not happening.
Fam, Dog.
Not
You want to
happening.
be Tyreek Williams or you want to be Mason Graham? You want to be Kenneth Grant?
He wants to be Tyreek Williams right now. What do you
you
mean?
Tyreek Williams is not better than Mason Graham.
He's on a better
Tyreek Williams is
team.
not going in the draft before Mason Graham.
Okay, but that's because Tyreek Williams started making noise after Mason Graham.
Okay,
Mason Graham's had what 3 years of making
That
noise?
just tells me that Mason Graham is better. Back to the point. You want to be Kenneth Grant or you want to be who's the Michael Hall?
Well, Michael Hall already got drafted.
You know, right? Exactly. Do you think that Kenneth Grant's going to get drafted where Michael Hall got drafted?
Well, where you get drafted is ultimately up to Jakeem Stewart.
Jakeem, dog, Thanos. You want to put that gauntlet on and destroy college football? Do it in Ann Arbor.
Won't happen.
All right, here we go. Next up, I got is going out to the Cross series. It is dominating right now. Yeah. Number 1 series on Prime worldwide. 25 million views in just 7 days in a week's worth of streaming. So much for binging hurting your numbers, because I haven't seen too many other series touting that type of streaming numbers.
Yeah,
on a recurring basis or in a binge model. That's huge. All
right, Trump.
Right. I'm also giving a dub out to Cross because of all of the pub that came out around it, man. I'm learning so much about the series that I didn't know before. It's embarrassing if you're Tyler Perry, because there was so much potential here to do. So, like, number one, the author of the Alex Cross novels sat on this thing for the longest time, turned down $1 million payout to a studio because they were very head on about trying to make the character white. They wanted him to make him white. I don't think the author of the books is black either. This is just a very good storyteller who had an affinity for a detective style alpha male character, a very noir style storytelling style, and wanted that to be shown through the lens of a black man.
He's white.
Yeah, James Patterson. He wanted it to be shown through the lens of a black man. Comparatively, your boy Aldous Hodge, when he was reading for the role, made sure that the character was a black character. So now that I heard Aldous say that out of his mouth, I am no longer giving bail to the race swap black characters. We'll get to that in my L's. No more. Oh, they gotta work. They gotta get a job. Man, Aldous Hodge ain't had a leading role in something since I don't know when.
Aldous Hodge.
I don't know when.
Leading role?
Yeah, a leading role. I mean, I saw them in The Invisible Man. I seen him in
Black
Leverage. Adam. Seen him in Friday Night Lights.
Black Adam.
He was Voodoo Williams. He was Black Adam. He was Hawkeye or Hawkman. Like, all of those were supporting roles.
Yeah.
So for him to get an opportunity to be a leading man in a series, to be the lead, and question the studio over the background of the character and be ready to give it up based off of that, Idris Elba, eat your heart out.
Yeah.
Eat your goddamn heart out.
Yeah.
Stop being spineless.
He wants to be Heimdall again. He wants all the white roles. So yeah, no, shout out to Aldous Hodge. Cross has been great. You know, we're probably going to throw another review on the channel soon. So be on the lookout for that. And then the Day of the Jackal as well.
But yeah, shout out to Cross. So University of Texas is getting my next dub. The University of Texas has started an initiative for I think it's for in-state applicants or in-state attendees. If your parents make less than $100,000 as a household now, you get free tuition and fees.
What? So everything free?
Huge. Well, I'm
pretty. If they make less than 100,000.
Less than 100,000. I'm pretty sure there's still going to be some associated costs because they didn't say that you're getting everything free. They would denote that, but your fees, you probably have to buy your books.
Sure.
I don't think room and board is included in that. They didn't explicitly. Yeah, a meal plan or anything like that.
Even that.
But tuition and all of your college fees for free.
That's crazy.
My God, imagine how much that is going to open up that opportunity for people.
Yeah.
That's commendable. and I'm not usually one to promote state-sponsored education. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, that's huge.
Shout out to all the people from Houston.
And Texas is a big agricultural place, right? So there's a lot of people where they go to get their agricultural degree. They go there, they go to A&M, they go to Tech, a lot of farmers in that area go to those schools. That'll assist in beefing up that industry, right? It's good. It is good. And coming from a southern state, it's surprising to see something that liberal happen. So,
and hopefully that leads to other schools doing the same, obviously.
Oh, for sure.
Can't wait for that to happen at Ohio State or, places like that. Michigan, other schools.
I'm giving a dub out to the family of Botham Jean. They just they just got a, let me get the number right.
Botham Jean is the one that the cop went into his apartment.
Yep, Dallas area shooting with a police officer, got off on the wrong floor from her parking garage, sees Botham Jean eating ice cream in his living room and shoots. Yeah. Out of a knee-jerk reaction. She's in jail for 10 years now. Yep. There was that high profile, the judge getting down and hugging her and the family hugging her and that is what it is. I guess if we all had to be annoyed by that, seeing it, then that good karma paid off because they just received a settlement for $98 million. $98
million?
From the Dallas Police Department. $98 million.
They deserve all of that and more.
That's $98,650,000. I mean, the $650,000 alone, we in But yeah, no, that obviously the Jeans will be a ruling class family now in the Dallas area for as long as they want to be.
Look at Texas. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is kind of a double whammy, huh?
Yeah.
Where are we going to next? This is gonna be my last dub I got. It's going out to former Congressman of New York, Jamal Bowman. We got news last week about Simon Kinberg pinning the new Star Wars trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal Bowman, of all people, which he should be a little bit more focused on voting down anti-Semitism.
I'm gonna say he's a House of Representative talking about Star Wars.
In any case, I'll read you his words because I think they're dub worthy. God damn, how many bookmarks do I have? Here he goes. If the lead Jedi is not a black man, I ain't messing with y'all. Y'all not about to make 12 Star Wars films and have all the white leads for all 12. Y'all wildin'. And with that, I hate to say that, but I would not watch and will spend the rest of my days denouncing the franchise that I have loved forever. The new Jedi Order better be multicultural with black super powerful lead. Yeah, not like John Boyega. We ain't playing with y'all. Now what we need to do is get my boy Jamal Bowman on where he cast the jello. I like that spirit. That's insane. Nah, he's going hard. Talk to the people. I gotta get the charger from the computer. Put this battery in here.
Y'all like how he just gave y'all the L and just left, or the dub and just left, just walked away like, whatever. He just gave y'all a dub and said, "Yeah, I'm out of here." That's hilarious. But yeah, no, that's crazy.
Shout out to Jamal Bowman.
Bruh is out here standing up for what he believes in when it comes to Star Wars. That's insane. I should be fine. If that Marvel role ain't a new T'Challa, I swear for love. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get to behind the cake.
Yeah. But binging hurts the way we review.
If they release on a weird ass spot. Like Day of the Jackal has made things a little bit complicated. Yeah. But I like how Prime and Peacock are doing it. Well, at least Peacock, where they're like doing group releases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll release the first 5 episodes and then, staggered release schedule after that.
Facts. All right. Hold on. It's record, and then you can just start off.
Where did Jamal? Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah. Shout out to Jamal Bowman, man. He said if it ain't a black a Black Jedi coming up here in this next trilogy. I'm not only am I not fucking with y'all, but I'm denouncing y'all. We need, we need to get Jamal now that he has a whole bunch more time on his hands. APAC got him out of here. Got him out of his seat. Him and Corey Bush. But no. Start tweeting the next time we have a viral recast T'Challa Day. Involve Jamal Bowman. Link him up.
Sure.
First of all, if for nothing else, to put his words to the test. If he feels this strongly about Lucasfilm, a well-presented argument about what's going on with Black Panther and Marvel, I think will catch his interest.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, let's see if he actually means it.
Yeah.
He is a politician. He's very popular. People say things for those purposes.
Yeah, but would he say things about Star Wars as a representative?
I mean, he's technically still in Congress.
True.
Still voting.
But that felt like it came from the heart. It feels like it. Again, you're right. He could be just saying it, but he'd be saying it for no reason, really.
All right. Here's my L's. And then I got one toss up.
L's.
First L I got is going out to Pokemon Go.
Yeah. I've never been a huge fan of Pokemon Go.
Well, you're about to become less of a fan. So when did Pokemon Go happen, John? When did it launch? That was 2015, 16?
Yep.
Okay. And you remember how it was when it first dropped? What it looked like on campus? All the motherfuckers just looking in their phone.
Yeah, insane.
Looking for shit, doing this shit.
Something told me I don't need to be this addicted to this like everybody else is.
Well, would you like to know what they were doing the whole time while people were walking around looking for Pokemon?
Oh God, there was a deeper, darker behind this.
Pokemon Go was a precursor to a geomapping project.
Okay.
So as you're walking around with your phone with the location services on, you are mapping more intricate places in and around the areas that you live, your college campuses, right? Your neighborhoods. Parks. You're giving them an even more distinct look into those areas for geomapping. So now, those guys that ride around in their cars with the big ass drone on the top of it, or Google or whoever else is doing it.
Other people too.
Yeah, right. Those are geomappers. They get paid a fee by tech companies to do that type of work, to drive all the way out in bumfuck Ohio to get, Ernest Williams' address correctly on 30-mile stretch of land, right? They get paid to do that. Everybody who was playing Pokemon Go in between 2015 and now was doing that shit for free. Matter of fact, you were paying them for it. You were paying them to create
Pokeballs and all the other stuff that you could buy on the app.
You were paying them to geomap an area so that they can put together a GPS system later.
That's insane. That is insane.
Now, if you think that's scary, just imagine what they're gonna be doing with the data that they got when y'all were changing your faces old. Remember that during the pandemic? Yeah. When everybody had their face in the aging app.
I didn't do that either.
Now, if you thought that was bad, I can only imagine what they're gonna do with all that data. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons I don't hop into those type of crazy.
So then what would be, I feel like there's probably some incentive because sometimes they would put like legendary Pokemon somewhere for everybody to grab.
It was probably a place that they needed to actually get like, oh man, we ain't had nobody go over here. Put the fucking Pokemon on the top of the
crazy. No, they always say that if there is no product that you're consuming, you are the product. Or I don't know if I'm saying the quote right.
I mean,
if something's free,
like if they're not giving you anything tangible,
example,
then
you're the product.
Yep, absolutely. So just had people literally walking around their towns, cities, campuses, geomapping for them for free.
That's insane.
Okay.
Crazy.
That's the last W, or what was that? That was the first W, or the first L. Excuse me.
L. Okay.
Second L I got is apparently, according to Whack 100, there's a 2-hour interrogation tape of Gunna spilling the beans, giving it up on Thug.
I don't even think that's going to stop him, though. Crazy enough.
What's not going to stop him?
If there is a 2-hour interrogation video of him giving up information.
Oh, no. If you thought Thug was going to stop working and people were going to ostracize him, that ship is sailed. And it's really sailed now that Thug is out.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want him to stop working. He needs him to keep working.
Yeah.
But how will that jive with his reputation? Does he go the arc of Pitbull and Flow Rider as opposed to being a gangster down south rapper?
That's a good question, but
Definitely think he goes
I
pop.
also feel like was that always the plan for him to eventually start going pop?
Damn, he didn't start that. He didn't start that move after Thug got linked up. He didn't start that move after he went up there and said, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. YSL's a gang.
No,
Yes,
no,
ma'am."
I guess I just mean like he started bubbling after he got out, right? Like all the hits started happening for him after he got out.
Mm-hmm.
So then why wouldn't he start making even more hits and then start sliding that way to more pop shit?
I think first of all, the people who paid attention to it most were genuinely confused about what went on.
Sure.
Because
Oh, yeah,
while they were hearing him confirm things in court, there was no outward expression from Thug's family until like months later.
I'd agree with
Everything was keep it close knit, don't have nobody looking at us. Yeah, we still cool, we're gonna he fine out in public. And it was, the ensuing months after, the years after, that we started seeing the cracks in that facade. His sister, his kids, so forth and so on, his associates.
Yeah.
So I think with Gunna, while he's going to continue to make music and hopefully good music, because I think that's the only value he still has to Young Thug at this point. But that doesn't necessarily have to be squarely within the hip hop space. He might find it a little bit more comfortable on MTV as opposed to BET.
He's gonna have to, like Mr. Park said, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to find his footing in a slightly different genre.
Agreed.
Speaking of Mr. Parks, he said, "Dang, they had the players survey their own area. Big brother, you crafty bastard." Pam Entertainment said, "Wow, folks were getting hit by cars to geomap.
Literally.
That's crazy."
Oh shoot! All right, last L I got is going out to Jay Leno. I know everybody saw Jay trying to explain his gambling debt injuries as him falling down a hill outside of a Hampton Inn.
I'm not laughing at him getting hurt. I'm laughing at him try to explain this away as if that's real.
Dog, like, you must think I'm dumb.
The whole side of your face is bruised, dog. What are you talking about?
Fam, this is worse than I was walking in 20-degree weather in Chicago, Illinois at 3 a.m. going to get Subway, and I just so happened to run into two black individuals who were masked and ready to assault someone with a noose.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. Yeah, no, I got this very targeted bruise on one area of my face, but it definitely came from me falling down because on the opposite side of my body, one finger is assaulted. So obviously I fell like this. I just fell. I fell down the hill like this. And nothing else got hurt.
Oh, and
first of all, why are you staying at a fucking Hampton Inn? Why are you staying at a Hampton Inn?
Oh, yeah.
Aren't you like a millionaire or something?
Make sense. You need to sell some of them cars you got so you can get a better place to stay.
Man, I think them cars is chopped and sold.
Yeah.
If he's staying at a Hampton Inn,
for sure,
there are no more cars.
For sure.
That boy got that. He got that. That Bruno Mars debt without the Bruno Mars talent.
Facts.
Like, maybe you shouldn't have quit late night.
Yeah.
Like maybe you shouldn't have quit late night.
The reason I even found out about this, I'm at my dad's house and he's talking to my brother. And so, like, when my dad gets into his bag for conversations, he turns the TV down a little bit. So I can't even hear what's going on. All I see is this big black mark on Jay Leno's face and, like, the headline. And I'm like, these two things don't match up.
Said he fell down a hill outside of a Hampton Inn.
Like, these two things aren't adding up. So then finally I see the like a tweet.
Why are you at a Hampton Inn? Why did you fall down the hill? And if you fell down the hill, why do you have injuries that are, again, they're not dragged out. It didn't have it all down his neck. Right. It was right around his eye and on his finger, on his left hand.
Yeah.
How did you get all of those injuries from falling down a hill?
They pulled a penguin on his finger.
Like
what they did
the
to his
nail
mom.
Came off. Yeah, he said my nail came off. I said, hold on, man. You fell down a hill and the only thing that happened to your hand was a nail coming off?
No, what they did to Oz's mom and the penguin is what they did to his finger. Prove me wrong, Jay Leno.
Hey, Jay, man, leave the tables alone. Leave the games alone. Whatever you're betting on, stop. Stop. Like I don't want to see you like that no more, man. That was bad.
Chillmonger said even Jonathan Major's personal TMZ reporter wouldn't fall for that story.
Hey, Jonathan, how are you doing today? I heard you got engaged. It's so special. Where'd you get the ring? Okay. All right. Have a good day, Jonathan. I'll see you the next time you call me. I mean, the next time we run into. Okay, bye.
Bye. Fatal J said those damn gambling debts.
Boy, he owe a lot. He gotta owe a lot.
Is it more or less than Bruno Mars?
Because they not messing up Bruno's face, but they also need Bruno to be upright and looking good to make their money back.
Facts.
Jay Leno just making excuses. They're like, boy, you're not on TV no more. You ain't in movies. How are you going to give me this bread?
I got nothing.
And that's why they taking it out on his ass.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I got one more toss-up, and we can be done with Dubs and L's.
Got it.
The Illinois Supreme Court overturned Juicy Smouillet's criminal conviction on Thursday, I think it was. I want to make it very clear that this happened because there are a bunch of crooked politicians in Illinois, and basically what happened here was they made the initial plea deal, right, for Jesse, because it looked like he was for certain going to be guilty. They accepted that deal and then tried to come back and make additional charges around this matter after they let him accept the plea deal. So, hey, tell us everything that happened. Be forthright. We'll do this. You'll get probation. You'll get this. You'll get that. And then we can all be done with this. Because it between how long it took, the preliminary problems that they was having with it, Lightfoot's getting drug out as the trial is going on.
Yeah.
The prosecutor is the most criminal out of all this because she's the one that held all this together. The former prosecutor, I should say, because she's resigned her position. They told him, okay, we're all done after you accept the plea on this, and then try to add more charges to the case after the fact, after he already was forthright with them about what actually happened. I'm thinking that last part about what actually happened, you usually have to spill the beans when you take a plea deal. You have to tell them, what the real is.
Yeah.
So they did that and then tried to charge him. That is the most corrupt shit I have seen. Like, what?
That's insane.
Like they did a psych. Nah, we about to charge you. Like, huh? So yeah, that was their dumbass fault. The conviction should have been thrown out, but that doesn't mean that he actually got assaulted by two strangers.
Yes.
No, none of that actually happened. We heard the individuals tell us themselves that it was all a hoax. It sounded like bullshit from the jump.
Yeah.
But the reason why I made it a toss up is because I think as stupid as it was to do that shit in the first place, it was equally as stupid to think that you were just going to rope this man into a fucking opie-doke. Like, hit him with a gotcha. Nah.
Damn, Jesse. Well, at least he got justice. Why is that weird?
Kinda.
Jesse got justice.
Justice for Juicy. Hashtag justice for Juicy.
That's why. That is why.
And that is it for my list.
Bet. All right. So I guess we take this out and then behind the cape.
Sure. Let us know what you thought about the Dubs and Nails this week. Give us your Dubs and Nails in the prompt below. Also, smash that like. I don't know if we got any new viewers in here today, but if you are, make sure you subscribe to us. Meet us up every Sunday here for another Dubs and Nails segment.
Big facts. And obviously we do W's and L's every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. So make sure you stay in tune for those. And then make sure you join us for the live. Obviously we do these live streams every Sunday around 3 to 4:30.
Yeah, if I'm kicking it with Johnny Oden over his channel, you'll make sure y'all follow him doing the call-in show for Michigan football. Then yeah, usually round 4.
So make sure you check us out. Peace. All right, behind the cape.
But it's not enough. Turn the TV off.
There's so many different things that are just in my head from that album. Like, that's my bitch. That's my bitch. Ugh.
Also, I think that was another talk to Future in Metro and everybody actually.
Yeah.
Kanye and Rocky. Hey.
That's my bitch.
Now the next round, y'all stay out of this. Okay.
Juicy got that gay privilege. Let him be straight and pull that stunt. Yikes.
Be under the jail probably.
His crib is being camped out. They found the Hampton Inn. The matching brick is heading to the Smithsonian.
Wow. That's some intel. That is some intel.
Right.
And it makes sense too. That's why he's staying at the cheap people motel.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't expect to be seen there.
Damn, Jay.
Hey, an eye patch over a black eye is crazy.
That's not even a black eye. That's a black side of his face.
My boy has a damn T-bone steak on his eye.
Oh man, it sucks to be Jay Leno right
Yeah,
now.
man.
All right, behind the cape.
Yikes.
So I guess the first thing that we should probably discuss, and I know it's been popular for our little community on Twitter. Shout out to
we don't have no little community. We big steppers over there.
Facts. I'm sorry. What was I thinking? But shout out to Fatal J. I think he was one of the first people to kind of hip us to this news. So Marvel is supposedly casting for a secret role for Doomsday, and that's leading some to believe that it's T'Challa. But there are some people who have other options that it could be. Namely, one that I've seen a lot of is the Beyonder.
Could be a Beyonder.
That's like the probably the biggest one that I've seen besides T'Challa.
So, intricate role played in Secret Wars. Russo's penning, and they're casting, which means it's a character that we haven't seen yet, or that is not currently in
the MCU.
I mean that's a good lineup. I mean it's a good star aligning moment for sure. How
often does the Beyonder show up
in Secret Wars?
In Secret Wars and in the comics. The last time I remember hearing about him is in the Monica Rambeau comics that y'all
are you being going forward? Yeah, I mean, there's various stories. He's not a constant figure. It just depends on, and it's usually more cosmic level storytelling. You're not just going to see him popping up in cameos in other movies now.
So that he's not that big of a role to be like, oh, we got this secret role.
A secret role. I mean, look. Well, first of all, I had a question to ask. Okay. Which one of the scoopers are we going with now? Is it Exiled Scooper? Is it My Time to Shine Hello? Is it Daniel RPK? Because they all got different narratives of what they're spinning right now, things that they're saying.
Yeah.
In terms of information that they're dropping, none of them seem to meet at one single rumor.
For sure.
Which kind of makes me feel like all this is BS, just coming out of Disney to throw people off. The fact that 3 of the most prominent scoopers are very active and saying a lot right now, but aren't saying the same things. It just kind of leads me to believe it's all bull.
It's all false info that's being leaked to different people.
Yeah, so let me know who y'all are actually paying attention to and believing when you look at some of these scoops. Secondly,
Jason Worshner says Daniel RPK.
Okay. He had something in there about I think he tweeted something about or he was cited something about Fantastic Four news, maybe. Oh, and Young Avengers being a series. Both of those were Daniel RPK drops, I believe. But in any case, it is a posture. It's a posture. I think it is meant to send a message. What message are we sending though? And are they actually going to follow up on it?
Yeah.
I'm not going to put my faith into it. I won't thrust myself into it. I feel like we will know whether or not this is the role from the rumored casting options. If it's all black men, then okay.
Yeah. You're not having Ryan Gosling come out and try out for T'Challa.
We know that Marvel as a company is not giving black characters that many opportunities to play a role in big events like that. T'Challa is one of the only ones.
Yes.
that would all but be a confirmation.
Sure.
And then I can start talking about it as a serious thing. I won't treat it as serious until we actually see who some of the names are that are being entertained for the role, because that'll let you know who it isn't, at least.
Yeah. So then that brings up the question for me is, last week we talked about Denzel joining the MCU. Where does that leave our theory for John David Washington potentially being T'Challa, I guess? Probably null and void, I guess, at this point.
Or they could be two seemingly unrelated posts that run together and we just don't see it. Maybe the secret casting is David Washington. Well, we don't know. I'm not trying to put so much stink into that I'm calling it a prediction.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I think there is maybe 1 or 2 scoops a year that get out of that place that they don't want to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is coming from people who either have something to gain within Disney by letting it go, or it's just purpose, like fertilizer for the reviewers, for the YouTubers, for the people who talk to their audience most.
It's breadcrumbs
most
that lead
actively.
Nowhere.
Yeah. They want that to fill the space with certain audiences so that we're either not paying attention to something or we're not expecting certain things, or they can drive the narrative one way and surprise us. It is mostly purposeful. Anyway. Yeah, it's mostly purposeful. And when it's not, it's very rare. So again, to see these prominent scoopers right now all saying so many different things and none of it kind of runs congruently, none of it has a pattern or anything that you can point to that's the same about it, I'm kind of on the fence.
Yeah, fair enough. Some funny comments in the chat.
Squabble up. What up, Blue? The secret is Denzel's character. He surprisingly will not die in Cooper.
That would be a surprise.
That would be a surprise.
Jabari Tribe ain't got nothing on me. That's hilarious.
You'll be playing basketball at the Border Tribe when I'm done with you. Now you tell me where he is. You tell me right now, and I will find him. I guarantee it.
Insane. All right. Anyway, Cat Williams bought a military base in Alabama, supposedly for a movie studio, film studio.
This is the type of Cat Williams news that I want to hear. Not, Cat Williams said that his intent of the Shannon Sharp interview was to destroy their careers. Well, you failed miserably. Like, miserably.
To destroy whose careers?
The comedians that he talked about.
I didn't care for Cedric at the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Didn't destroy his career, Josh. He's still working. Didn't harm Kevin Hart in the least bit.
No.
Steve Harvey was very irritated by you, but you didn't end his career.
Ricky Smiley still has a radio
also
show.
Didn't say anything that people didn't already know about Steve Harvey either. That was new information. Sure. Yeah, and then you embarrassed Ricky Smiley. He's still on the radio. He's still making money. He still didn't end anyone's career. And the fact that was his
intent,
that was his, like, he's still proudly saying it almost a year after the damn interview. Like, brother,
that's insane.
I am so glad that this movie studio thing is happening so that when people see you from now on, when you end up on people's platforms, they have something else to ask you about. I am tired of you being the booty party expert, but you ain't been to none of the booty parties. I'm tired of you knowing all the nasty shit that happened in Hollywood, but you ain't never did no nasty shit. I'm tired of that. Tired of it.
But at the same time, okay, so Cat Williams is, creating a movie studio.
Mm-hmm.
So then is he going to bring us some great black comedies?
I hope so. I hope that's exactly what that means.
Because we have a little bit of a shortage of black comedies, so I'm here for it. If he wants to be the next Martin Lawrence.
So first of all, it's very interesting how the ramp up for young white comedians is very different from the ramp up for young black comedians. Most of your young budding black comedians are getting it off of sketches and skits on social media.
Yeah.
That's where they built their platform before they start transitioning to movies or stand up. The younger white comedians, the Nikki Glazers, the Shane Gillis, Matt Rife, right? those they don't spend a whole lot of time on the internet. They might have had a platform on social media at a point in time, but they do like one or two appearances lightly associated with some bigger social media figure, a Joe Rogan, a Logan Paul, something like that. And somehow that ends up as a special on HBO. I swear to God.
Or Netflix.
Or Netflix. Yeah. Swear to God. I'm like, yo, where are you? Where is your laundry list of clips? Where's your hour-long compilation of YouTube shorts that I can watch?
Have
like,
a lot of like
Matt Rife is one of the
like
he's
that.
one of the
He
exceptions.
blew up off of that.
Yeah, he's one of the exceptions.
Shane,
but a lot of them,
podcasts, I think,
literally, yeah, they get a name drop, they get an association thing going, and then all of a sudden they're taking off.
Nikki Glazer was popular off of the roast. And that's all.
How did she even get on the roast?
That's all I know her from.
How did she get on the roast in the first place?
That's a good question. I wasn't there for any of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's factual. But yeah, no, I'm excited for Cat, and we'll see what comes of that.
Yeah, my point of bringing that up was that I hope that Cat sees that and starts to provide that opportunity to some of these younger, your Ha Davises, Trey Rags, you know, those kind of guys.
Yeah,
give them an opportunity to act.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like some of their first film roles, and
a lot of these comedians that are busting through right now are not cutting their teeth at the Laugh Factory. Right? Give them an opportunity to show themselves that they're funny and help them get to that point. But that's not how they doing it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
There's a lot of good black stand-up comics out there, though.
I think so. So. They have to have an opportunity, though, to do the thing.
Tony Robinson, Cat Williams can't become Ari Spears because Ari Spears is fucking nasty. Nasty man.
I hope not. Now, but literally, we didn't know Ari Spears was out here touching little boys until we knew. So we're one allegation away.
Ooh, okay, that's fair. What would be dope is if some other comedians buy into a studio also could become a huge thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. So now, if you look at it from the way of like how studio artists will buy studio time.
Yeah.
You know,
and then just making their own films, collaborating, obviously.
Now, that's tough because you can't really equate studio time to what you would have to pay someone to be on film. It's so much more expensive.
Yeah.
Right? It's not cost effective. If you could do that, then you'd be promoting yourself in other ways. You wouldn't need the TV show. So they had to probably find another way to structure it as it's not just like a dollar to dollar matching for value. Sure. But yeah, no, I agree. Being part of the production in some way goes a long way, I think.
Carlos Miller is funny as hell. Facts. Carlos Miller, Nate Jackson is hilarious. Yep. There's quite a few. Hood adjacent, James Davis. Hilarious. Anyway, let's move on. Craven the Hunter director. Who is the director for Craven?
Let's see. Craven the Hunter. If I can get back some marks.
JC
Chander. JC Chander hopes that the film may wash away some of the negative reactions to Sony Universe characters. Give our film a chance.
Is crazy.
Why are you doing this? Why are you begging people to go watch the movie, bro? I already was excited. I was already gonna sing you. Why are you begging?
That's crazy. But
give our film a chance is insane. That's crazy.
But he does hope that it washes away some of that Sony stink. There's definitely Sony stink.
To have that expectation, he must think that his movie is a whole lot better. And to say this, to have that expectation and to say it publicly means that he has a whole hell of a lot more confidence in his movie.
But then you're begging people to come watch your movie.
Yeah, but then begging kind of that messed it up for him.
It did. Yeah.
That messed it up
for sure.
Please come see this horseshit. Sound like you were like,
oh man,
give it a chance. Watch it 3 times, and you'll kind of like it.
All right, people come and watch your movie, and it's bad. It's gonna get memed like Morbius did. So, is that what you want?
I mean, I do think that Craven's going to be better than Morbius.
I do too.
We'll see.
I do too.
Didn't love the idea of him begging for it though.
Facts. All right. Day of the Jackal. Oh, we kind of already talked about that. Day of the Jackal is renewed for season 2.
Grace, he's a comedian too.
Okay. The Winnie the Poohniverse that we've been talking about every now and then on Behind the Cape is going to release or is going to start filming Monsters Assemble, which is kind of like, I'm assuming they're Avengers.
They are calling it Monster Assemble, and if you look at the font on the poster, it is literally the Avengers font. The Avengers font.
So they're going to start filming in March. So I'm thinking maybe they'll have a Halloween release for that, which would be a smart move.
Dog. Winnie the Pooh, Peter Pan, Bambi. Mm-hmm. These are all former Disney products. That's why they're calling it Poohniverse Assemble. That's why they're using the Avengers font.
Yeah,
they're using all former Disney products. I have to see this shit, man. I have to see these movies.
Yeah, we gotta start watching some of the movies for sure. I'm sure they got them on some sort of streaming.
Oh, it's somewhere.
You know who would know? Perp.
Yeah, Perp. Tell us where they're all at. List out the Poohniverse movies and tell us what streaming services they are on, please.
Facts,
and thank you.
Facts. Okay, so it looks like there is a new movie that Jordan Peele is producing called Him, which will be starring Marlon Wayans and Tyreek Withers.
Shout out to Jordan Peele. Shout out to Marlon Wayans.
Absolutely, I'm definitely here for it. I think they said it's going to be another psychological horror movie like Jordan Peele is used to,
like Get Out and Nope and Us. And, okay,
so I'm definitely here for it. Starring Marlon Wayans, and let's see. I don't know the name Tyreek Withers.
Marlon's going to have a very popular 2 years here. These next 2 years are going to be jam-packed with Marlon Wayans.
I thought this was a white man named Tyreek because of this picture. My guy looks pretty white.
Still Caucasian. I'm still leaning Caucasian.
But his name is Tyreek. He can't be.
That must be. Maybe it's Turek.
That's crazy.
Maybe it's Turek Withers.
Oh, he was in Atlanta. Where was he in Atlanta? Let's look at this IMDb page.
No, that is Tyreek. That's Tyriq. That is Tyreek like a mug. Tyreek got some very fair hair, boy.
Atlanta. He might have been in. I still haven't seen the last season of Atlanta. I got to go back and watch that. He was in the game for 7 episodes. Okay.
Blues House. I'd rather he beg than blame the fans for being bad. I agree. He has a slight confidence. Yeah, I guess yes, better than blaming the fans, but please come see our movie is still very desperate. Doesn't speak a lot of confidence.
My thought is
few real niggas left, but it's not enough.
I was actually going to mention that in the stream title, but it had an M in it, and I couldn't put an X through it. So,
anywho,
I would have to assume now at this point that movie has something to do with that ambiguous white black man, Tyreek Withers. There's something about that. Whenever y'all get a chance, look up Tyreek Withers because
it's very confusing.
He is a white man, but he's a black man. I think
maybe he's a mulatto.
Gotta be. All right. Let's see. You already talked about the Jamal Bowman Star Wars take. Oh, okay. So last week we talked about Gladiator 2, and we talked about the supposed kiss scene that Denzel was a part of. And now Ridley Scott has come out and he dismissed it, or he admitted it happened.
Fam,
I'm utterly confused as to what
Ridley
he's even
Scott
talking
is
about.
having a senior moment. He's having like one of those Freudian slips.
I'm like, you said it happened, but you also call it bullshit.
But he also said it didn't happen.
So like, what?
Oh, let's get to the quote. Where'd you go? Nope, not Jay Leno's eye again. Jamal Bowman. Here we go. Ridley Scott denies that a same-sex kiss with Denzel Washington was cut from Gladiator 2.
Stop.
So that is the premise of what you're about to hear. He denies that it happened. Okay? Here's the quote. No, that's bullshit. They acted the moment. It didn't happen. So no, that's bullshit. No, it's bullshit.
Okay.
Saying that there was a gay kiss scene is bullshit.
It didn't happen.
They acted it out. So it did happen. They acted it out. They kissed. So it happened. It didn't happen. Fam, what in the old man moment?
I'm confused. And Chillmonger says he denied that it was cut. But he literally says they acted it out, and then he says it didn't happen.
No, that's bullshit. They acted it out. It didn't happen. So it didn't happen, meaning he didn't cut it. But how did they act? What happened to it? Did you not record it? Did you let him kiss and say, fuck, the cameras wasn't rolling? Is that what happened?
That'd be even crazier.
Like, oh, damn it. We didn't have it on. Sorry, do it again.
That would actually make sense to why Denzel's out here telling everybody about it. Because he's like, oh no, it happened. I didn't do that shit for no reason. Even if we didn't film it, it fucking happened.
Hey, what are you talking about? You want me to kiss him again? How many times you want me to do this? Nah.
It must have occurred off film. Well, okay. I don't.
So then why did they do it if they weren't recording?
You know what I mean?
I'm so confused. Did they do like a dry run? Let me see what you guys look like kissing.
Denzel did it in rehearsal.
It still means that the scene was part of the movie and it was removed. So if it was there and it was no longer there by the end of the film, it means it was cut. If we're rehearsing something, that means it's currently part of the movie.
There is an intent of it to be in the movie.
If that part of the movie is not seen in the movie, that means that part was cut. I've never seen somebody vehemently explain the definition of a cut scene while simultaneously saying that it wasn't cut. No, that scene wasn't cut. We just rehearsed it in fine detail to the point where Denzel actually pressed his lips against another man's lips, and then it didn't end up in the movie. That's bullshit. It didn't get cut.
Talk. We did it, but it didn't happen.
I didn't hit a free throw. The ball just went perfectly into the rim without touching anything other than the net. That's bullshit. I didn't hit a shot.
Tony Robinson said Ripley did too much of that white girl. Back
I'm like, what is this man's mind doing right now?
Chillmonger says, I want to hear from the second actor. At this point, hopefully he will make sense of all of this.
It's not even that big a deal. It's the point of like, why are you trying to deny it so hard? Why is it gotta be bullshit?
Ripley's still on that white girl, according to Gray. That's funny.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm utterly confused about this entire situation. I kind of wish it would just go away, but it's not going away. We got to keep talking about it.
Unfortunately. You can still clicking up, but it's not enough.
Hi. That's my bitch. You know what's the other one that I got in my head? There's another one.
Don't know. Unaware.
Boom, bop, boom, 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 bop, bang. That part.
Oh.
Ugh. I didn't kiss that man. He just massaged his lips against mine, surrounded by lit candles.
That's bullshit. Bullshit is strong. That's like, it has no merit. We're not even close to the truth here.
Facts. Okay. So apparently Pharrell is also working on a musical with another person. Let's get that person's name on here. I'm gonna go through the bookmarks real quick.
Closer.
Okay, here we go. Pharrell's working on a coming-of-age musical with Michelle Gondry, titled Golden. Mm-hmm. It stars Divine Joy Randolph, Haley Bailey, Kelvin Harrison Jr., Paperboy, Janelle Monáe, Missy Elliott, Quinta Brunson, and Anderson .Paak. Woo! That's a hell of a star-studded cast.
For a musical, this is heat.
Yes. Yeah.
This is heat.
Yeah, I'm here for anything involving Pharrell, first of all. But then
Missy Elliott, Quinta Brunson, Janelle Monáe,
Haley Bailey,
And Anderson Pat, man, and all produced, I'm assuming, by Pharrell. That's
Yes, please.
yeah. That's
Sign me up. Sign me up.
I don't even like musicals all like that.
Neither do I.
I'll watch that one.
It's involving Pharrell, so I know it's going to be quality at the very least. Okay. Steven Spielberg is shooting a movie in the first part of next year, as well as Christopher Nolan, as well as J.J. Abrams.
And they're all casting right now. They're all casting probably. Okay, so Nolan, J.J. Abrams, and Spielberg. We don't really have any other information on that besides the fact that they're currently casting for projects they plan to shoot in early 2025.
Sure.
Here's the question, though. Spielberg, Abrams, Nolan. Who has the biggest draw? We don't know the concept of any of them right now.
Right.
Shot in the dark.
Nolan. Just
based off of directorial reputation alone. Who's got the biggest draw?
I'm going for Nolan.
Right now, it's probably Nolan with me. Yeah, it's probably
I'm going for Nolan.
Nolan, Spielberg, Abrams.
Yep. That's exactly how I have it. I just feel like if it was in the 90s, yeah, it'd probably be Spielberg. It's not the 90s anymore. Therefore, Nolan's got the better as of
this man called Spielberg old. Like. Said get off his lawn with that old shit, Spielberg. With that old 90s shit.
Yikes. Idris Elba is in early talks to star as Man-at-Arms in the live-action Masters of the Universe movie. You're not here for him playing yet another race swap character.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not. Like, again, it's one thing you take it earlier in your career, try to gain some notoriety. After seeing what they did with you, fam, and as Heimdall, you want to play, and this character is even smaller than Heimdall. The damn dude from Masters of the Universe. You got an issue. You have a problem.
He wanted to play Bond too, remember that?
It's crazy, bro. Like, you were Luther. You know, you were your own character. You played your character the way that you look. Why do you need to be Bond? Why do you need to be Heimdall? Why do you need to be
Man-at-Arms?
Man-at-Arms. Like, why? I think it's very interesting that Idris Elba continues to seek out roles that make him a race swap. It's one thing to take the job if it's offered, but to continuously look for roles that were previously played by white dudes, I don't know what else to say about it other than that's just what you're looking for.
That's literally the only answer.
Or just, kind of stay out of the genre films. You don't have to do science fiction. You don't have to do MCU. You don't have to do that type of stuff. But then to go into it specifically looking for characters that don't look like you, that's interesting.
You can do The Harder They Fall. Movies like that. So simple. Chillmonger said it's a waste of his celebrity. MoFly says once again Idris should play Spawn.
Wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind that at all, actually.
Knowing JJ, his movie is probably something coming of age. Yeah, no, I think Nolan's going to make the best movie out of the three of them at this present point in time.
I think we already know what Nolan's is. He's got that movie going with Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. They were seen shooting it.
That's going to be the best performance.
I think so. I think so.
Robert Pattinson and Zendaya.
Spielberg, if it's not a nostalgia bomb of some sort, some remake or sequel to one of his other franchises, then it will be.
Is Spielberg not coming out with? Well, no, he didn't. Never mind.
I think it'll be something culturally detached enough to maybe still resonate with some of the older Spielberg fans. Well, this is hard to call. I have no clue what I'm talking about because I don't know anything about the movie.
Yeah.
I have no clue. So I guess for no other reason than Spielberg is an older director than Christopher Nolan. That's why I'm giving him the edge.
I was going to say I saw a Jurassic Park movie and I'm like, he hasn't done a Jurassic Park movie in
years.
Yeah. I just remember seeing that was coming up. So, but that's probably not it. There was another thing I want to talk about. Wolves. So John Watts says that he canceled the Wolf sequel after Apple took away the first film's theatrical release. which is a trend that's happening quite a bit in Hollywood.
This
they're
is
getting these streaming deals.
Oh, you mean taking it out of the theater?
And then
yeah. I thought you were talking about the giving the money back. That is absolutely
that's not happening.
Not a trend.
That's not happening.
Yeah, no. Shout out to John Watts, man. This was a boss move. I think the reason for it, because we talked about Daniel Craig, and his displeasure with what's seeming to happen with the last Knives Out installment, or the latest one, we should say.
Yep.
And calling for it to have a theatrical release.
That one was with Netflix.
That is where you're going to get the gross share of your funds is through the theatrical experience. So when you're asking headlining talent to sit down and wait for streaming numbers to boost up so they can get their check, it doesn't look the same. The numbers don't apply the same. They don't feel the same. So it's like, no, all this shit's fucked up.
I mean, that's the thing though. Like, that's how Apple and Netflix make their money. They wouldn't be making that money.
That's fine, but I don't think you can play the game both ways.
Right.
You can't be the streaming service that also does theatrical releases and then be picky choosy.
Sure.
You gotta kind of have maybe a standard threshold for what meets a streaming budget, what meets a streaming release, as opposed to what is a theatrical budget and what deserves a theatrical release. You should already have that set. It shouldn't ebb and flow so much.
Yeah, that's fair. Is there anything else I forgot? Any other stories?
I think you got them all. So quick. Few real niggas left, but it's not enough.
Yeah, man. I'm so upset about the kiss scene. I hope that's the last bit of news we get about this Denzel kiss scene. Because again, Denzel's
that's bullshit. They acted it out. It never happened.
Denzel's not the guy I want to see do a gay kiss scene. It's not what I want to see from Denzel.
We talked about Day of the Jackal.
The Day of the Jackal getting season 2, getting renewed for season 2. I think I did say that, but it was kind of like a quick thing. I don't know if you wanted to say more about it.
Nah, it's all good. Just making sure I covered everything here. Ooh, Angela Bassett is going to be starring in a new political drama with Robert De Niro. It's called Zero Day.
Okay.
It looks pretty cool. It's coming out February 20th on Netflix.
Okay. I would like to hear what that's going to be more about, like more details about it.
Seems kind of House of Cardsy.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
She plays a Michelle Obama type character.
No, she's a president.
Michelle Obama as president type character.
You could tell everybody in Hollywood who they expected to be president.
Right. Oh,
Kamala. Who they expected to be
That's
president.
Crazy how I skipped to Michelle Obama, not Kamala. That's insane. Yeah, no, I could see that. Also, well, maybe that's just me implanting the fact that Robert De Niro. Is it Robert De Niro who had a black wife?
Yes.
Maybe that's me implanting Robert De Niro liking black women and thinking that this is almost kind of like Scandal.
Anywho, Mortal Kombat 2 is getting a hard R rating.
Oh yeah, yeah. You were saying the last one wasn't rated R. Okay.
Strong, bloody violence, gore, and language.
Yeah, that's what I would want from my Mortal Kombat.
Go ahead and turn this joint on up. And then we talked about this one, the Pantheon. Daniel Craig playing Sergeant Rock in a DCU film, or he's in talk to play Sergeant Rock.
Okay,
the DCU film.
So Daniel Craig just said, "Fuck the MCU." I'm going to get my DCU
check. It seems that way at the moment. Now, how he landed on discount Nick Fury from DC, I don't know.
Is that a thing? James Bond guys just go to DC? Because Pierce Brosnan was in DC.
Oh yeah, he's Dr. Fate. You're right. Or was Dr. Fate? I don't think there is a Dr. Fate anymore presently.
Yeah, they're probably going to do away with that, but he did pretty well. I liked him. It was DC's version of Doctor Strange, but all right.
That's it for Behind the Cape. That's all I got.
Yep, that is all we got. So make sure you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Obviously, we do Behind the Cape every Thursday at 10 o'clock. Make sure you're here and make sure you like the video.
Peace.
Chat. It's been real. We talked about Kendrick for half of this stream.
But it's not enough.
You guys yelled mustard in the chat.
Master.
I knew somebody was gonna yell it. And last thing that I got for chat is make sure that anytime you type a M, you type a X, red X emojis.
No, we don't.
Red X emojis for those M's this week.
So
it's
much
Beat Michigan
for
week.
So much for listening to Not Like Us all the way into the new year. We got a brand new album to bump.
That's a fact.
Brand new album. You guys enjoy your halftime Super Bowl show thing, Majigger.
Oh, I'm gonna be.
I'm sure it's gonna be great.
I'm gonna pirate it somehow.
It's
gonna be on cable, but
we out.
I'm gonna,
a lot of rambling happening now. Peace. Like, share, subscribe.
All right, y'all. Peace. All right, we're rambling now.